Have you ever wondered if the French pork rib chop is right for your type of restaurant? Generally considered the fanciest cut of all portioned pork, it most often appears on menus at white tablecloth establishments. This is mainly due to aesthetics and plate presentation. Generally, it is a 10 to 12 ounce cut and gives great coverage as the center of the plate item, rather than an appetizer, because of its size. The taste is the same as any pork rib chop since it comes from the same muscle. What holds people back from placing the French pork rib chop on their menu are often three main factors. First, pork in general has gotten a reputation of being difficult to work with because it can dry out easily. This is not the case. It is inherently juicy and tender and can be prepared in a variety of methods. It also works well as a menu special when you talk about some of the more involved preparation methods. Second, there is a misconception that because of its look, it will be very expensive. But with current meat prices, everyone should have pork on their menu. It's not just for white tablecloth anymore because the price point, at just about $5 per portion, is closer to certain chicken options than beef right now. It is an item that will be able to give you more dollars back on your menu because of its lower plate costs and high perceived value to the customer. Third, the new generation of chefs are not using pork as much or in the same way as those chefs who have grown up in the industry with it. When newer chefs do buy pork, they'll often buy a tenderloin and make medallions out of it. The idea is that it is easier and will take less time. However, the USDA has changed cooking requirements for pork. It can actually be cooked to 148 degrees and still be slightly pink in the middle. While customer preference should always guide your desired degree of doneness, pork can be slightly pink, and because there's no more trichinosis in pork, it is safe to eat. Based on the slop feed that was given to animals in the past and the trichinosis that resulted from it, the USDA required that pork had to be cooked to 165 degrees, bringing it close to temperatures that would dry it out. Today, the animals are fed a lot better, and trichinosis is non-existent in pork when it is harvested. It is a healthy and hearty grain-focused diet. It may seem more complicated than the pork tenderloin or other familiar cuts, but the French pork rib chop is pretty simple, and because it has a bone, it has a delicious and slightly sweeter taste. You can just mark it off for 2 minutes on each side and put it in the oven for 10, but there are several other ways to prepare this versatile chop. Marinating or brining are great methods for the chop because it retains some of the natural moisture. It can also be butterflied, pounded, or stuffed. What a lot of our clients like to do is cut a nice pocket in the French pork rib chop, stuff it with a little bread, sausage, and mushrooms. Now you have a 10-ounce portion which is going to cost you $4, stuffed with a filling that might cost $1, and you can set the price for a $22 entree. You can't do that on beef and most seafood. With the French pork rib chop, you can make a very simple product elegant.